I can't get that.
All right, everybody, let's get started. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Hopkins County 1 Million Cups. Thank you for being here today. I was like trying to drag myself out of bed, and suddenly it kicked in. I guess second cup of coffee. I don't know. Has everyone got coffee? You're ready to? We're all caffeinated and ready to go. We are really excited this morning to introduce Eric Taylor. He has a real job that's kind of intense, but when he's above ground, guess what his other job is? He owns a business called, I gotta read this so I get it right, Little Bit of Something. And what his Little Bit of Something is, it's an eBay business where he's selling stuff, and I think we all have something probably that we want to sell that we don't want to just put out in the yard at a yard sale. So he's gonna tell us how his business came about, and take it away, Eric.
All right, you ready? I actually don't work underground. I'm a land agent for coal company. I go around and buy and sell land or coal or whatever they need. So I do that, and I do this on the side. I've always been in small home-based businesses for a long time. I really enjoy the tax advantages of that. And I was in I actually was doing some bush hogging one time. Bought a tractor, bush hogging on the side and mowing and stuff. And I got to see where that wasn't very profitable. You had a lot of expenses, fuel and the maintenance on the tractor. You blow a tire, well, there goes almost a whole month of income. So I was looking at other things. I'd heard other people talk about selling things on eBay and making money on eBay. And so me and my wife decided to go ahead and venture into that. And there's not a whole lot of upstart cost to it. That was one of the things. Basically, you got to buy your shipping things, boxes and scale and packaging and stuff like that. But you can get started with almost nothing. There's always stuff around your house that you can find to sell. You can sell that stuff and then start use that money to go out and buy other things to sell. It's pretty simple. I mean, the basics of it is buy low and sell high, right? I mean, that's pretty simple. Of course, you got to have an eBay account. You got to open that up, and a PayPal account. That's how they pay you, is through the PayPal account. The great thing is that that's all handled to them. The money goes in there, comes into your account. You can download that money into your checking account at any time, or you can just leave it there, however you want to do that. It's how we find products and things to sell. Number one, I suggest if you're going to do this, to start out with yard sales, things like that. Now you have to get up early in the morning on Saturdays to do that. Of course, for me, I work all week, and then at nights I pretty much work from the time I get home till I go to bed doing this stuff, and then on Saturdays all day long. But if you got the drive to do it, it can be done. You make some extra money. But start out with yard sales. You can find plenty of things there to sell on eBay. It's unlimited amount of things. You'll end up losing money on some, but most of the time you're going to gain. You're going to know there's an eBay app. You can go out there and type in whatever it is and look up and see exactly how much it sells on eBay, so you know how much you want to buy it for. There's about a 15% cost in fees and stuff with PayPal and eBay fees that they charge, and then you got to count shipping. So you can figure somewhere around 25 to 28% is what it's going to cost you for that product. So, the smaller, cheaper items you kind of want to stay away from unless you get them real cheap, and you won't spend a lot of time. At the beginning, I was doing that. I was buying just about anything I could find, but now I've learned to scale down and just get stuff that's a little more profitable and takes less time. So you go from there. You make sales. I bought something I guess my biggest one was I bought something at a yard sale for $30 and I sold it for $1,000 on eBay. You can find stuff like that out there. It's out there. But you just got to look hard. You got to go to a lot of them. That's one of the downsides. You've got a lot of driving that you do. You can go into a lot of those. Now there's flea markets you can go to. There's auctions. There's antique stores, stuff like that. You can find stuff at those that you can, it's just a lot of driving, moving around, looking. You can and then you learn what to look for once you get out there. I've found stuff in dumpsters before. Sitting on the side of things people set out to throw away, I've picked up. We get furniture sometimes at yard sales and stuff, and my wife does her magic on. We've got a couple of booths at antique stores that we put those bigger items in, and they sell them there. So the business has kind of grown. We probably, to get to some numbers, you know, we've been averaging right around sales about 30,000 a year. They really start picking up at this time of the year because that's when all the yard sales start and most of the auctions and things. And so it's been pretty good for us. You know, we probably make about 8 to 10, I guess, and then, you know, you figure in your expenses and everything, and what you can deduct and all that for your home-based business. And it's been really good for us, good extra income. The latest thing I've gotten involved with is a company called DS Domination. They provide videos and training on, I was looking through the internet trying to find something else to do or sell, eBay, and run across this company, and they have training videos that teach you how to sell on eBay and stuff. And one of the things that you're probably not going to believe this, well, you may believe it, I don't know, but Roger Langwell is the owner of the company, and he's been doing this for about 10 years too, but he's had a different strategy. It's like a drop ship, basically. I don't know if you all know what that is, but you can find things on, believe it or not, on Amazon and sell them on eBay. You can find things all over the internet that's cheaper than they sell on eBay. You just simply click items on eBay to sell. They buy them, send you the money. You go buy it from so-and-so company, have it directly shipped to them, and you just pocket the money. And so you this way you spend a lot of money on the internet, sitting at your office desk or whatever. It may take a little while to find something, but they're out there. There's plenty. I found a lot, and by doing that, our sales are already over $30,000 a year right now. So I don't know what it's going to be at the end of the year. We're just now hitting the busy season for the eBay business, so hopefully it's going to skyrocket from there. And another thing with the training videos that they offered was how to sell on Amazon. And I'm quickly finding that Amazon is the place to be. Things sell rapidly there. Within 2 weeks, things that I sent into Amazon have already sold out. So Amazon has a little bit different. You can sell it, you can ship it, sell it on there and ship it, or you can ship it to them. It's called FBA, Fulfilled by Amazon. And you can ship to them, they'll store it, and whenever somebody buys it, they ship it out. And that's how you get on the Prime part. And if you've ever shopped on Amazon, Prime is what I use, because 2-day shipping, free shipping. So that's how you get on Prime. You ship it into them, they take care of everything and sell it. That's a little bit of expense. And their shipping is not that expensive. It's a little bit more of expense shipping it to them, but you know, you ship a box this big and that tall for $10, you know, and it would cost you $30, $40 to ship it with their package with UPS. So I'm quickly discovering that Amazon is a place to go, and I can't keep up getting products to them to sell. I've been selling new products to them. Basically, you go, you can find clearance sale items. I found stuff, I go to Walmart and buy it off the shelf at the Walmart price, sell it on Amazon for twice what they've got it at Walmart. There's stuff out there like that. It just takes time to look, find. Once you do, you know, you can. And there's other methods. You can get stuff from China and all this, but I haven't gotten into that yet. And I don't know. That's a lot of upfront costs, and that's the thing with Amazon. It's more upfront than what eBay would be, because you've got to have the product, sell it. This other method of, you can actually, with eBay, this new method of drop ship, I mean, you really don't need hardly anything at all, because they're sending you the money, you pay for the products and them, so that's about it.
I got a question then. You must have found a secret that I couldn't find.
I've been to some of his sales, by the way.
I got another one coming up Saturday. I can replenish your stock. I have used eBay occasionally. Well, I haven't used both of them. I used eBay and Amazon. And I've used them for every size item. I mean, somebody posted on Facebook, I'll bet you. Anyway, yeah, I think it was. But anyway, what I found is that on eBay especially, the cost is almost prohibitive to try to make a profit. It'll let you get rid of stuff, but you got to be real selective on what you use. Like if we'd come into somebody had a collection or something of something in a storage bay and abandoned it, or we took it for back rent, whatever. Right. Now, size had something to do with it. We didn't want anything real big. It had to be something that you could put in a box and send it. Right. And it had to be higher value also because of the charges. Right. But I mean, I bought a road grader on eBay and I bought a backhoe on eBay. Right. Had good luck with both of them, right. You know. But and I sold that road grader on eBay. Right. But typically, I don't find that that's the way to be profitable. It's a way to get rid of stuff and move stuff. You know, you must have figured out some way of doing it.
Well, it's the cost versus what you sell, and you got to watch too on eBay. There's a million because something you could find, you know, and that there'll be 50 other people trying to sell the same thing. There's so much competition.
One more in the mess.
Yeah. That's one thing about Amazon. There's less competition. Yeah. But Amazon has a lot more rules and regulations you got to follow. It's a little more difficult. You got to have a UPC code on everything. So you know, with Amazon it's a lot different than eBay. But there'll be a lot more sellers. You just got to find a product, you know, that there's not a lot of sellers of, and you know, you can sell, like if I have the eBay app, if I find so and so collectible thing, I can look on there, and you know, if it's selling, and there's a way, I don't know if you all know, there's a way on eBay there's a button you can click to see how much the product actually sells for. That's another thing. If you go to the yard sale and they've got, the first thing they say is, well, it sells on eBay for, that's your tick, no, you need to get out of there, because what they're doing, they're looking at what people are trying to sell it for. They're not looking at what it's selling. You know, I can try to sell anything I want. I can put a price on eBay, then I'm going to sell it. So, but to answer your question, you just got to. I try to get at least half or less what it's going to cost. Now, on smaller items, collectible that sell for $10, you got to get them almost for $1.
You buy them a pile.
Yeah, you got to get a lot of them. Yeah. But this is a matter of picking and choosing. And that's some of my mistakes I made when I was.
I can see where you could do better on profitability with larger items. Right. Because you got more dollars to work with. Right. Have you ever used U-Ship?
No.
Yeah, you've seen the show.
I've seen it, yeah. No.
I have used it and it works.
Does it?
And yeah, and I've been surprised and learned a little bit about how to use that. You stay away from brokers, and you've got to try to identify the brokers from the guy that's actually driving the truck. Okay. And I got that road grader from Pennsylvania for like $1,500.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I got a backhoe, I think it was up in that area, Ohio or someplace, for around the same price, $1,200 maybe, something like that.
See, I haven't ventured into bigger items like that.
Well, the thing there is if you can catch something that is underpriced and kind of below market and nobody's paying attention to it. Mm-hmm. And this backhoe I don't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. I'm learning.
But the backhoe, the guy didn't know anything about it. He had listed the wrong year as a 96.
That's
well,
good.
Of course, you know,
right.
And I was the only guy bidding on it. And he thought he had a reserve, and instead he had a low minimum bid. And then I called him to talk about it. And I said, well, don't worry about it. I mean, I've seen these things selling for $5,000 more than what I bid this for. Yeah. And I won't get it, but that's all I want to pay for it. Well, it closed out and sold, and so, you know, we ended up with it. And
that's another thing. You can actually find stuff on eBay to sell, and you can turn around and sell on Amazon, or you can actually resell on eBay. Because people do put the wrong, like you said, the wrong description, or
yeah, he listed it as a '96 model. It's actually a 2000 model.
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah, if you know the product real well, you can
Yeah.
see immediately, you know, okay, well, I'm gonna get a deal here. And there's different ways. They've got applications out there where you can, it's called, what's it called? Not Skype, it's called, anyway, what happens is you can put what, in this program, you can put what bid you want to put on it, and it waits till the last second and puts that bid in. That way, it doesn't get bid up.
I've seen that happen, yeah.
Yeah, you may get it, you may not, but you put the price that you want to pay for it, and it waits till the last second and puts that bid. That way, if you put the bid in, say it's a 7-day sale, you put the bid in on the 6th day, well then somebody who wants it can come in and overbid you, and this way eBay works is, you know, you just keep, so you wait till the last minute, nobody may get it.
So the best thing I've ever remembered of anything I've ever come up with is don't ever be afraid to walk away from a deal.
Yeah,
No matter what it is,
Yeah,
buy
that's
or
good.
sell it, just don't ever be afraid to walk away from it.
that's good, that's good. I like that. Good back.
Have you found any particular items that are kind of generally money for you? Like, the reason I asked, I had a friend that he bought guitars, and his method was, and he was a sole breadwinner and very successful.
Right.
He put ads in penny savers all over the country, little cheap ads, and moms and grandmothers and people that are cleaning out garages would call him and ship him their guitars for next to nothing. And occasionally he would get a Les Paul or something that was worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's what he did for a living. So have you found, like, some sort of a product niche or something like that that maybe you
Not
can do
really.
that with?
I'm open to anything. I tend to make more money on electronics. Now, like old stereo systems or something people think's not worth anything, you know, they'll put them in the yard sale for $5. Well, I can sell them on eBay for $100. So those type of things, they're a little bit heavier to ship, but I found electronics is a little bit better. Now, I would stay away from cell phones and things like that. I don't recommend that. There's too many scams out there. Cell phones, iPads, things. I've sold them before, but there's just so many scams that you can get scammed real easy, and it's not good to do. But I think, you know, because typically at a yard sale, people are not going to be looking at stuff like that. I found old CD radios and stuff like that. You know, your typical yard seller is not going to even be interested in stuff like that. And if you don't get there, if the yard sale starts at 7 and you don't get there at 6, you're probably not going to get the best thing, because there's people who get there real early, right? I see her out at some of the yard sales. But yeah, typically for me, electronics does a little better. So in things like that, scientific things, some toys do real good, older toys. You know, your collectibles and things like that, unless it's a rare collectible, there's going to be a lot of people selling the same thing on eBay. So my eye first kind of leads, and Debbie knows, she looks at me like I'm crazy when I buy these things. But she said, "What are you buying that for?" I said, "Well, I'm pretty sure I can sell it for."
Everything that I thought he had lost his mind on, he's tripled his profit.
That's why I was wondering if you could put an ad in the paper and not have to drive around.
Well, you gave me a good idea.
See, that worked really well for him, because he was able to, like, he got to the point where he put it all over the country. But, instead of having to be up at, 5 o'clock to be out at the yard sales at 6, and, if you don't hit it Thursday, forget it.
That's a good idea.
If you could do that and say, call me, I'll come buy your stuff, and if you can find a way to part and parcel it out, then you can get the best pick up front before it ever hits a yard sale. There's a lot of people that don't want to mess with the yard sales. I hate them.
Yeah.
My wife, every couple of years, gets a wild hair and wants to do a yard sale. That means I got to sit out there. I don't want to do that. So if somebody called me, I'd be happy to do that.
And when you start doing them, I can drive up and look, and I can pretty much tell what I just need to go on. And there's a lot of baby clothes and baby toys and stuff like that. It's a good sign just to move right on, because I'm not interested in that. And I found a lot of stuff for me at yard sales too. I mean, I'll be honest, I've got a lot of tools, a lot of things from yard sales I bought real cheap that, you won't pay a whole lot of money for it.
And see how that works. Shipping. Like, have you refined that? Do you have a?
Shipping is the really most expensive. You know your eBay, PayPal fees are gonna